So I jumped in my car after getting my food because I'm so excited about my experience that I just had because it was so unlike what I anticipated it to be. And I immediately seen the lesson and the experience that I just had, right? So, really quickly, I'm home by myself tonight. My husband's still at work and my daughter's gone with my mother. And so that's that. So I'm home alone. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to go and grab me some fish to eat, and I'm gonna go get me something to eat and just worry about myself tonight. And that's that. So I'm thinking that the video that I'm rushing in the car, because I'm so excited, I'm gonna do the video in the car because I don't remember forget anything. Because for me, the lesson was just that valuable, and I wanted to get back and hurry up and share it with y'all. So I rush to the car and I pull in my driveway after I get my food, because literally around the corner, I pull in the driveway and I'm all excited. And so I'm setting up the phone, like, I'm like, oh, it's a little bit dark, but I'm setting up the phone to get ready to record the experience and share the experience with you guys in hopes that you will see the lesson and get, something from the lesson as well, right? So while I'm doing so, I look over at I don't know if I looked in my mirror. I think I looked up in my rearview mirror and I seen somebody walking. I seen a shadow walk past me, and I turned my head and I, still seen the figure walk past me. So I turn my attention to my window because I'm thinking it's my neighbor coming out. So I put roll the window down. I put my attention on rolling the window down, right? So when I look back up, I no longer see what I thought was my neighbor. So I'm looking and I'm like, well, maybe she went out the driveway. Maybe she's looking for something and then she's gonna make her way back, because I was so sure that it was her that I had about to roll my window down. Do you understand? So I can speak to her. So I'm looking to see where she went. I don't see her. So I'm looking and I never see. First, I thought it was crazy that she just disappeared that quick. Anyway, so I'm looking and I don't see her. And I'm looking, I don't see her. Now, let me set the scene for you. It's pretty dark outside. My yard is, it's nothing but woods behind me. Straight woods, right? So it's pitch black and all you see is the woods. And it's like a really thin little fence. It's nothing there. It's my house, some land, and the woods, right? So I look and I'm looking and I'm waiting for what I seem to think is her, right? So I realized quickly that wasn't her. What I did see was a spirit walk past me. It's what I seen with my own two eyes. Now, a couple of years ago, I would have downplayed it and said, no, you didn't see what you didn't see, see that, because you do things, to cope with the fear, and your brain kind of goes into logic mode and try to come up with these things so you don't be afraid, right? So I knew I seen what I seen. And immediately I thought, I'm such a sensitive person, right? And I was just saying to my brother the other day, being so sensitive is both good and bad. It's a blessing and it's a curse. Because it's just that you're sensitive. You may see things that other people don't see. You may, in both good and bad ways. And I don't necessarily know that it was bad. I don't know. We'll see. We'll follow up with the story. So I make sense of what I seen. I realized quickly that I seen a spirit just walk past my car. Now, keep in mind, no one's home and I'm still in the car. It's kind of looking like some old movie shit a little bit too, because I'm like, hold the fuck up. What you gonna do? You gonna stay in the car? What you gonna do? So this fear jumped in immediately, right? But I would say that fear lasts about a minute and a half. I immediately got cocky, y'all. I immediately was like, well, hold up. Kenya, you ain't alone. You got guys. You got protection. You got spirits around you too. You got your ancestors watching over you as well. And guess what, Kenya? Your ancestors are vibrating, and your spirit guides and your angels are vibrating at a much higher frequency than of that which I had just seen walk past me. Let us not forget that, Kenya. No fear. See, here's the deal. I immediately said, you can't tell these people not to have fear. Then the first moment your spirit get tried by some shit you know is really real. Everyone knows that their spirits walking the earth. We all know it. We all know it. Everyone's had an experience, whether they want to admit it or not. And whether you believe me or not, ain't really my problem. I ain't trying to convince you. I'm just trying to share my story because it coincides with what I've been telling you. No fear. Now, I did know immediately, too, after that, after I got cocky and I realized I had some protection, too, I was like, I'm calling my brother. Something in me said, call my brother. Now, my brother lives in Canada, and even if he lived next door, there's nothing he could do over the phone, physically, right? However, because of the bond that we have, my spirit immediately said, call him, because I was going to need that extra oomph and that extra courage to do what I needed to do, which was get out of this car and face whatever could have been out there lurking in the dark. I knew that I was going to need the strength, and I love my brother so much for that, because he didn't even really say much, y'all. He let me do all the talking. He's wise enough to see the situation for what it is, and he knew I needed to talk myself up and raise my vibrations and be able to lift myself up to do what I needed to do, because there's no sense of having fear. And I knew that my fear will only intensify whatever that entity is. It would make it larger. It would make it bigger. It would just attract it to me, right? So here's what I had to really remember. I'm really protected. I'm really protected. And so are you. There's no sense of having no fear. And here's the deal. I know that whatever will be, will be. I have to trust that if my spirit brought me to this place to have and experience this test, it was for the strengthening of my own spirit. I don't know what demons is coming and out there for me. I don't know. But I know that tonight, you didn't get the victory, because I'm still home alone as I'm doing this video. And the crazy thing is, when I started to do the video, I'm going to show the first one. I'm going to upload it, because the very first video, when I said, hi, this is Kenya, I heard a drop in the bathroom. But I just left out that bathroom. But let me tell you, and any other entity that could be listening, you have protection. Tap into all of your power. Don't be afraid to use your power. Stand on your connection with the Most High. Trust that you have protection in places and high places, right? That's vibrating at a much higher frequency than of those low-level demons that wish to cause you even just a moment of fear. I don't know what harm they could do. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I ain't the toughest cookie around. I'm not trying to act like I am. But my faith and my spiritual growth won't allow me to be afraid. And I wish you wouldn't either. I love you. I'll talk to you in the next video.